Hello, kids. All right, so today's video, I want to preface by saying I watch just about anything, but I prefer preschool. Well, not all preschool, but I prefer little kid to children's media. So I will sit and watch Bluey and Blue's Clues and what I'm about to talk about all day long, but I will not, like, you won't dare catch me watching a bunch of soap operas. I can't stand soap operas. Closest soap opera I ever got to enjoying was Passions, and that was just because of the magic elements involved. I don't like soap operas. Speaking of which, somebody come up with a mythical fantasy soap opera. I don't want a legitimate, real life, realistic fiction soap opera. I want a fantasy soap opera. And don't go give me some kind of weird anime thing. No, that doesn't count. I'm talking about like live action, like werewolves and vampires type soap opera thing. And if you tell me Vampire Diaries or something like Twilighty, I'll have to kick you out of the comments because we're not here to talk about Twilight or Vampire. I'm talking about that follows the soap opera format, like Young and the Restless or As the World Turns. If that's still a thing, I think it's still a thing. I don't know. Or General Hospital. I think General Hospital is still a thing. I don't know. You get the idea. Those formats, but fantasy. So like vampires and werewolves fighting each other over like an adoptive son or something. I don't know. You get the gist. So, yeah, I don't really watch stuff like that. I'd rather watch Bluey all day. Am I gonna watch Bluey all day? Maybe, but no. Okay. So, all this to say, I generally prefer things that are mostly for what's considered preschools or little children. Some people don't agree with older people watching stuff like that by themselves with no kid around. Yeah, to those of you, I say, in the immortal words of Madeline, poo poo. Because, first of all, entertainment's for everybody. The only time I would say that you should not be doing something is if you're watching it like that and using it for the purposes of naughty purposes. So, like, if you're that guy, and we all know that guy out there, if you're that guy, you're not welcome here. You're not welcome in society. Go home, go away. We don't need you here. So, no, we are not any of those types of people here, okay? I'm just trying to stick it out there that just because you like what's considered preschool content doesn't make you a disturbed individual, okay? Welcome to my TED Talk. Goodbye. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just pointing this out here because there are weirdos out there, and there are also people that think the weirdos are the majority as opposed to the minority. We're the weirdos, and I'm not talking about weirdos as in like the people that like to dress up in kawaii pink pastel costumes and like Hello Kitty dresses and go walk down the street with their parasols like you see on TikTok acting like those really beautiful. Now, I'm not talking about those people, okay? That's not what I mean when I say weirdo. When I say weirdo, I'm referring to people that are gross and find it, and they're gross and would sit there and it's like, eek, I don't want to describe it because it's nasty, and I'm not that kind of person. So, like, somebody that finds it more, I don't know, they get more enjoyment out of doing things while watching stuff that is aimed at children than they, not out of the content, but more so what it is. I guess that's the right word. I don't know how to describe it without going into details. So I'm not gonna do that because that's just nasty. So yeah, we're not that. We're not about that life, sis. No one is. And if you are, you're just no. Now I point this out to say that because of this trait, I get things recommended to me on Disney Plus quite frequently. Prime example, I watch Bear in the Big Blue House and PB&J Otter. Because of this, they recommended me Mickey Mouse Funhouse, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which I will sit and watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse with my little cousins when they want to watch it. But like, if I'm gonna choose Funhouse is superior to Clubhouse, even though technically I should say Clubhouse because I kind of grew up with Clubhouse, but not really. So, like, I do love the hot dog song. Oh my god, yeah. And but to be fair, I love They Might Be Giants because I grew up with their music because of like, uh, well, Tiny Toons Music TV, as well as it Toons TV? I forget when they were making fun of MTV, as well as there's another one. But yeah, them doing the Malcolm in the Middle theme song, which oof, Malcolm in the Middle, yes, Frankie Muniz, ooh, ooh, ooh. So yes, there's that. I love it. But yeah, so I love They Might Be Giants. I like bands like that. I love the Wiggles. Yes, you will find me toot toot chugga chugging in my big red car. You will find me traveling near and traveling far. You will see me toot toot chugga chugga big red car. I'm gonna drive the whole day long. Yes, you will see me in my big red car. I love me some Wiggles. Uh, I admit it, I did make an attempt at finding an adult-sized Emma Wiggle costume until I realized they don't make them like that for obvious reasons. Because, uh, just like at Disney, adults aren't allowed to, now, except at the Halloween events, which I don't blame them for that. Okay, so backtrack. This doesn't make sense, but this kind of will make sense a little bit. And this is just mostly, that sounds like a rambly thing, but I'm kind of doing this to give you guys context here as to my recommendations and what's recommended to me on my Disney Plus feed, so you'll kind of get a gist for why this is exciting. Okay, so at Disney parks, as everybody knows, and for those who don't, oh well, there's a thing called Disney bounding, which came about because there's a rule at Disney that if you are over a certain age, I forget what it is, so we're gonna say 13 because I can't quite remember. Once you're over 13, you can no longer dress up as a character. So like a little girl, 6-year-old can dress up as Ariel all day long and walk the parks. But if you're 13, you can no longer dress up as Ariel because you will automatically confuse a 6-year-old and make them think you're Ariel. So, like, for example, if, say, somebody who's 20 something walked into the parks dressed as Ariel that does not work for Disney and says something, the 6-year-old will automatically assume that that Ariel is the Ariel and what they said is true. And or will also, it's to prevent kidnappings as well because there's a whole thing of Ariel can't Ariel tried to kidnap. Disney's horrible. Yeah, they prevent that, so that's why they have this rule in place. So that's how Disney bounding got started. But the reason I bring this particular little tidbit of information up really quickly is specifically because they have like uh, me being the Wiggles fan I am, I tried to find an adult-sized Emma Wiggle costume to use this year for the Halloween costume contest at work before I ended up going with Velma. And they had to have no options. And then I realized it's probably for the same exact reason. Somebody who has a wig and knows what they're doing could easily trick a 6-year-old into thinking they're Emma, or the Yellow Wiggle in this case. So they might go, "Hey, look, it's the Yellow Wiggle, Mummy," and then follow the stranger, stranger danger. Follow the stranger, and the kid would get kidnapped. So it's probably the same exact reason they don't have adult-sized Emma Wiggle slash Yellow Wiggle costumes, which kind of made me sad. But all this to say, yeah, I'm a Wiggles fan. Now, why do I bring up the Wiggles? Well, there's another band that is okay, that's a lie. They're not basically the Wiggles. That is a complete lie. They are better than the Wiggles, actually, from what I remember. I could be remembering wrong. So the Wiggles are amazing. No dissing the Wiggles. Anthony, Jeff, Murray, Other Wiggle. And yes, I did just say Other Wiggle because I legitimately cannot remember your name. Oh wait, Anthony. That's it. Wait a minute. No, Anthony, Jeff, Murray, Greg, Other Wiggle. Shit, no, I can't remember. Wait, hold on, y'all. And yes, I'm going to keep this in because I can. So, Greg, Jeff, Murray, Anthony, Other Wiggle. I can't think of the Other Wiggle's name. I can Google it, but I don't feel like it. Hold on. Greg, Jeff, Murray, Anthony. Is that all the Wiggles? Hold on. Okay, we're Googling this because I'm tired of not knowing. sorry, everybody. Let's see here. Name of original. Come on. Name of original Wiggles. And then I do have to go to bed soon, but seeing as tomorrow is my last day at work for this week because of the Thanksgiving holiday, I can afford to stay up just a smidge later. Alright, let's see. We're not going to count Emma. Okay, we're not going to count Lockie, Greg. Okay, so not going to count Sam. Not going to count Simon. Okay, I'm trying to... Oh my god. Okay, one of them is really built. Oh my god. And his name is John Pierce? I do not know who you are. But you are... Ooh. Okay. I was looking for the original ones. Okay, so there's Anthony, Jeff, Greg, Murray. I wonder, is she related to Anthony? Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, so there's another band, and they are called... Oh, that's cute. Oh, it's Anthony's daughter. Okay, I figured as much. Okay, sorry, guys. So there's another band, and this band is called the Imagination Movers. Now, they are on... what do you call it? Disney Plus now. So, okay, for those who don't know, I should backtrack here. So, at some point, the Wiggles used to air on Playhouse Disney. Now, for the bulk of this, we will be referring to the block as Playhouse Disney. We will not refer to it as Disney Junior at all, ever, because I refuse. Also, it's just easier if I refer to it as Playhouse Disney, which is what I grew up with, because it gets confusing when you start talking about it, because I don't remember whether they were part of the Playhouse Disney branding or if they were distinctly part of Disney Junior's branding. And since I can't remember when they got started on Disney Channel, we're just gonna go with Playhouse Disney because it's easier for me, it's easier for you, it's easier for everybody. Okay, so the band is called the Imagination Movers. Now, they are amazing. So, they're still active. They started in 2003. And, let's see. They're actually out of New Orleans, Louisiana. They do kind of... Okay, let's see. Alright, so they're... the genre they do is like children's music or... third wave ska. Don't ask me what that means. I don't know what that means. I know it just sounds good. So the good thing about them is they're kind of like They Might Be Giants, wherein it's still, they have children's albums, but they sound good enough that you could play it in the background somewhere, or like have it on repeat for whatever reason because your kids like it or for whatever reason, and it's not going to make your ears bleed. It's not like the Wiggles. Like, trust me, I love and respect the Wiggles, but I also am fully aware that, compared to Nation Movers and They Might Be Giants, the Wiggles are kind of more likely to make your ears bleed. It's not a bad thing, it's just something I've noticed. Okay, so the thing about the Movers is that they're a really good band their music is great. Right? Their music is great. Um, and I will say this: the only thing that I don't like about the movers is that the series did not last very long on Disney. Like, maybe it did. I just, okay. So they recommended it to me on Disney Plus, and I was watching it. Well, I actually haven't watched it on Disney Plus yet, but I need to. And so at some point, well, okay, so I should backtrack again. Years ago, Disney on Disney Channel used to be able to watch the Wiggles, and at some point, I think they either lost the licensing rights of the Wiggles, or somebody else bought it out from under them. We're gonna go with they lost the licensing rights because I'm not sure, and rather than be that guy and tell you a lie, I would rather just mix it, just go with that because that's easier. So yeah, they lost the licensing rights to the Wiggles, so they were. I'm not gonna say scrambling, but they did want to fill that void that the Wiggles left. So that's where the movers came in. Now, of course, this was after, like a little after, like a little while after. But I mean, we had stuff like Choo Choo Soul with Genevieve, but we're not gonna go there because. But yeah, so the movers basically are the Disney Wiggles replacement, mostly, not entirely, because they eventually left the channel as well, and they make their own stuff. They do have one Disney record label album. Maybe the others are Disney record label. I'm not sure, but at least one of the albums under Imagination Movers is Disney branded. There could be more, but there's at least one that I've seen. And so I googled them to see if they were still around, and lo and behold, yes, they actually still are around. So if you have not seen the Imagination Movers, uh, give, do yourself a favor, listen to their albums. They're pretty good. I'm gonna have to re-listen because the last time I've heard their stuff was like when the show was on TV and I was watching it and actively enjoying it. Because that's something else to know about Friendly Neighborhood Puzzle Skunk. There's puppets in that show. Warehouse Mouse, anyone? But anything with puppets, I will sit there and watch. Okay, because like I'm not a big fan of Angel, but I tried to sit through Angel just because of that one puppet episode. Yeah, Friendly Neighborhood Puzzle Skunk will watch any and everything with puppets in it. I still want to see Happy Time Murders. Ooh. And Avenue Q if that ever comes to my area, but whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna have to listen to the albums again cause nostalgic, cause I could be looking at Imagination Movers through rose tinted nostalgia fueled high or however you want to call it. But I always did like the Movers. Now I do like the Wiggles slightly more than the Movers. However, that's just down to like the Wiggles were in my life first, and like the Wiggles were like okay, I think the Wiggles is like the first boyfriend, and like the Movers are like the new boyfriend. Like the Wiggles are the ex. They're like we're still on good terms. We still love each other. We just couldn't make it work because the Wiggles are a little bit have a little bit too much energy for my taste. Whereas the Movers are kind of like reassuring and they slow down when I need to, and it's nice and safe. I mean, the Wiggles are safe too, but it's like, oh god, man, oh god, my metaphor's going all over the place. I'm saying all this to say that I love both bands. Just the Wiggles, just like just a teeny little pinch more, just a pinch. Mostly because, like I said, I grew up with the Wiggles first, and then I found the Imagination Movers after I was technically too old for it, but I don't care. So, since I found the Movers after the fact, it's kind of eh. But I love the Movers. Don't get me wrong. Their music is amazing. They are amazing. Yes. So, Movers, if you are seeing this video, which I hope you are, I want to tell you guys thank you for your music. I will be spending a lot of tomorrow at work listening to your music because it is that amazing. Yes, you did hear that right. Because at work we're allowed to play music, and typically I won't play music because I don't want to run the risk of boogieing and either getting hurt or missing something or not being able to pay attention. So typically I will listen to videos of people talking about their collections because like usually I'll listen to a book. I'll show you the thing real quick. So I can't turn it on because it's late. But this is my book player. Typically I'll use this when I have a book. So when I have a book, I'll listen to it. I have finished all the books on my cartridge that I wanted to listen to. So right now I'm listening to just random stuff. Occasionally I will listen to music, but I try not to at work just because I like to be able to bop and groove. The only time I listen to music at work is when there's either nothing of substance or of what I like to listen to. Who? I didn't. Hold on, guys. Something landed on my bed and I didn't put it here. Oh, never mind. It's probably from Grandma put the skunk because I did have some stuff sitting in the chair for quite a while, but I don't like that. Okay, sorry. Yeah, so, the movers are amazing. And like I said, y'all need to give them a try. I will be listening to their albums tomorrow, not the whole album, but most of it because I love it. I love the music. Like I said, the only reason I don't normally listen to music at work is because I'm usually worried that I'll get too invested in the song and start bopping and grooving, and I don't want to be doing that at work. Um, Also, I try not to listen to music because when we have somebody important or something important going on, it's easier for me to pause, say, like, example, favorite YouTuber thinking again here, real quick. Something like, say, Lazy Game Reviews talking about an old PC, or say, Nostalgia Nerd talking about the Atari ST. And yes, he did do a video on that, you should check it out. And come back to it, or Jordan Fringe talking about the Lunatics, which he did recently, and yes, I like Jordan Fringe. That's a separate video for another day. But somebody talking about their collection is easier for me to pause and pay attention to what someone is saying as opposed to jamming out to say the movers and like having to stop the song because somebody is trying to talk to me because it's important. Because when I pause music, it's more it's more uncomfortable for me to pause music than it is spoken word. Because spoken word, I can just pause it. It's like listening to a conversation. Like, hey, hold on a second. Whereas music is an experience, and you should never really pause a song unless you absolutely have no choice. So that's why I try not to pause music at work because it just doesn't sound right. It's not terrible. I can do it when I have to, but I prefer not listening to music. But I will listen to stuff because I have to have something in my ears when I'm working. Um, so, something else to know about your friendly neighborhood puzzle skunk. Friendly neighborhood puzzle skunk. I can and will help you when you ask me to do something, but I generally need something in my ear blasting, which is not good for my one good ear, but I need it. So, like, I work better when I have something in my ear on both sides, even though I can't hear on the left side. There's I don't know how to describe it. I can feel when the other side doesn't have something in it. I guess it's like the vibrations. I don't know. I guess that's the right word for it. I can feel when there's only one earbud in my ear, and I can tell when the sound difference because I can't hear on the one side. I can feel like the vibration and the depth of the song is lost when I don't have the other ear when I don't have both earbuds in, and I also have to have it to where I can't hear background noise. If I can hear somebody having a conversation about me or near me, then my music isn't correct because as bad as it is, I need to have my music blasting to where I can't hear anything or anyone. Which is terrible. I get it. It's like, what, you trying to block out the world? No, it's just I work better when I get uninterrupted music and uninterrupted like background stuff. Because when I don't, I get distracted more easily because the music, or like I have to get something done, like say room cleaning or something. I have to have something. I have to have something to watch in the background. If I don't, I'll get bored of it and decide to quit. But if I have something going in the background, like say watching Sailor Moon or the Imagination Movers or something, it's something to do. So like if I get tired of it for a minute and need to take a break, like need to take a 3 minute break, or I just need to feel like I don't want to do it anymore, I give up, I can stop for a little bit, watch the thing, and then get right back to it, or just listen to it in the background so I'm not as tempted to just quit and not finish. Because when I have something going in the background, it's easier for me to focus. Which I know that for some people that's like, wait, that don't make no sense. Yeah, I have to have loud now one. TV is different, but if it's in my ear, it has to be loud enough I can't hear background noise because otherwise I get distracted because then it's like, what? Did you say something? Huh? So if I can hear you, so like if I sound like if we ever go to Comic Con and you see my earbuds in and you're like trying to say something, or like the VidCon I should say, and it's like, you definitely want to do this, wave at me or tap me on the shoulder, because if you would like to say something, I am not ignoring you. I just need your music to be so loud I can't hear you because it helps me focus on the task at hand. It keeps me from making a mistake most of the time. Occasionally there might be a mistake anyway, but it keeps me from having a mistake as readily. It prevents there being accidents, and basically it's just better for me because then I can feel comfortable doing what I have to do. And it makes getting the stuff done that I don't want to get done more bearable. So, with that being said, I will be listening to the movers tomorrow. There will be... Oh dear. I'll have to look at the ceiling for just a second. Sorry, everybody. I had to plug in my Bluetooth headphones, or we won't get to listen to the movie tomorrow. Okay. So yeah, I will be watching the Imagination Movers this weekend because I do have some cleaning to do. Also need to catch up on Sailor Moon. I might actually do Sailor Moon and the Movers. I haven't decided. I have to do. Well, I want to do both, but I'll probably do the Movers while I'm working. But yeah, so I'm going to be binge watching that series. Yeah, because it's amazing. The band is amazing. And movers, if you are seeing this, I want to tell you, you guys are great. I'm sorry your YouTube channel got hacked. Yes, the channel did get hacked. No, I don't know any of the details. Please don't ask me. Yeah, I'm sorry you guys got hacked. You guys are amazing. I love your music. Or at the very least, I remember loving your music. I think I still do. I don't know. We'll make an update video with the consensus tomorrow because I have to go to bed now. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. And don't forget, we're gonna figure things out. The Imagination Movers. Sing about Imagination Movers. Captain's trying to kill me. Imagination Movers. My God is trying to kill me. Something, 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 and I know what to do. I'm sorry. Okay, I know that's not the lyrics. It's been years. Please don't at me. I'm just kidding. Movers, feel free to laugh at my terrible cover of your song, because I did it terrible. I know it was kind of on purpose, kind of an accident. I was just trying to add something stupid. Also, the captain was legitimately trying to kill me back there because he was scratching at my leg because he was like, "Mama, mama." So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Mr. Fuzzy, do you want to say something? You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi, buddy? Say hi. Okay, never mind. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. It should probably be tomorrow. Bye bye. Puppy. Oh. Oh, Captain did say something. Yes, he did. He said hello. Even Captain said bye-bye. Bye-bye. Oh dear.